Here's the next question. Anthony says, are you bullish or bearish on the Tesla Robotaxi? Do you think it's going to be a viable product or just another hype event? Listen, I mean, let's just think together. Let's put our brains together. Let's just think about all of the things that Elon Musk promised and has not delivered. There's literally a website dedicated. I believe it's called Elon Musk today or Elon today. It's a long list of all the things he promised and the number of days in hundreds many times of stuff that he promised and he hasn't delivered. FSD is definitely one of them. As a matter of fact, I've been calling FSD the biggest scam in the automotive industry, of the decade. I'm assuming because the Dieselgate is the previous decade at this point, right? So he has lied and lied and lied. And is it possible that one day they will get it right? Yeah, it is possible. However, there are a couple of things I'm going to rely here on to give you an answer. I think it's the latter. I think it's going to be another hype event. I think he needs a hype again. I think it's kind of like, it's very much a Donald Trump type of a strategy, right? Like Donald Trump is very good at PR and making sure that there's something new to talk about. And I think Elon is essentially employed the same strategy, and he just needs another hype. Now, I think he knows why, because my prediction is the sales for the third quarter for Tesla is going to be just catastrophic. Not only because Tesla has already been selling less cars this year than last year, but they're still making more, because their CEO was dumb enough to endorse one of the presidential candidates. And there are now surveys that, Democrats, a lot of Democrats say, well, I was going to buy a Tesla, but I won't, because I feel like I'm just giving money to somebody who will take that money and give it to Donald Trump's campaign. So essentially, by buying this car, I am paying into the campaign of the guy who I don't like at the very least, and definitely don't want to be president. So I think that's what's. I think that's the sales are going to be crap. And even in Europe, that in Europe, BMW is outselling. BMW is outselling Tesla. So it looks like in Europe, Tesla is also going to. It's going. By the way, BMW is outselling Tesla just in electric cars, not by just general cars, electric cars. I mean, I remember doing that story, and I was like, "Oh man, I better double check on this because this sounds crazy." But that was true. I believe these were July numbers or August numbers. So it is crazy, but it's true. So Tesla, I feel like the Tesla. I even did a video last week that I wanted to short Tesla stock. I really believe it's just going to crap out. Not that I'm giving any financial advice, but unfortunately, because I live overseas, I'm not able to do margins. Using my my trade whatever website that I use. So, and I can't open accounts and new ones because again, I don't reside in America anymore. So, yeah. So is that possible? Oh yeah. So that's one thing I'm relying on. Is that just the data of what is happening with Tesla. He needs this event. He needs the hype. But the data says, or facts say, that every time Tesla went to court, usually against DMV or another government, watchdog, and argued about FSD not being a scam, even though they're telling all of us that, oh, it's full self-driving, it's amazing, tomorrow that's it. Tomorrow we're done with it. Well, we don't even need the team anymore, right? But then when they go to court where you cannot bullshit and you have to have evidence, if you read those documents, they usually say, oh, no, guys, what, full self-driving? Who said full self? We did us? No. This is a level 2. This is a level 2 system. So to me, a robotaxi would have to be a level 4, right? So you're telling me they're going to jump from level 2 to level 4 without ever hitting level 3? Because I know Elon, right? If Elon had a level 3 system, especially with the Mercedes, and we just read that Volvo has already putting one on the market, he would absolutely do that. So he doesn't have a level 3 because that's what the core papers show. Secondly, like you can't trust the guy. So I think that if anything, like it would be just silly. And Here's another point. You know that originally the guy who ran, full self-driving ended up quitting. And instead of getting another expert, top expert in the industry, Tesla just let, or maybe they didn't want to work for Elon, which a lot of people don't. Tesla ended up just promoting the second smartest guy in Tesla in charge. Then that guy quit. Then the third one, I think third one was Andrew Karpathy. He became the guy, right? So they did not hire new talent to run this. And instead, they just kept, saying, "Oh, let's get the second best guy and the third best guy." And now, third best guy quit. Now, I have looked at some Andrew Karpathy's presentations. I don't think he's the right guy to. I don't think he understands fully how AI has to work in order to succeed. Like, I can see how he can get it to 99%. I think his understanding of how to actually train these neural nets, how the brain of the human being works to imitate that, is completely out of whack. And then on top of that, they refuse the radars and sensors. The radars and lidars, which is crazy. Why would you not do that? So essentially, Tesla has never replenished their talent. So Tesla's talent now is worse than it was 3 or 4 years ago. And don't forget, and people forget this all the time, but I'll remind you that at one point, Tesla has admitted that they ran their main core software into the ground, into the ditch, and they literally had to rewrite it. That's why a lot of features kind of disappeared, or the newer features did not appear right away or as fast, is because they had to rewrite the core software. And I remember there were some features that just basically disappeared. So if and it's not like they hired a new team to rewrite it. It's the same bunch of fuck-ups who ran it into the ground that now decided to rewrite it under the supervision of even less smart guy. And now he's gone, and I don't even know who's in charge, but it's got to be fourth smartest guy at that time. And Elon at one point said that I'll be in charge, but he's not in charge. He's tweeting out of his ass all day long, right? He's in the middle of this election promotion and stuff like that. He's trying to save Twitter that he's killing. So it's a mess. I don't see how this is going to be a thing. So I think this is going to be a fluff event. Yeah, maybe they'll do a demo of something, but at this point, no one's going to believe them. The demo needs to work like anywhere. And if it's going to just work for, pre-selected route, pre-taped, or even not pre-taped, even if they just say, "Oh yeah, listen, this car just drove through the." Here's the best case scenario: they're going to have a car driving through the country autonomously and finally get to the destination. Will we ever know if the car truly drove by itself? Probably not. Is it possible to pick a route and modify your software to actually do it one time? That's probably how they're going to do it. But as far as having this whole thing, I mean, I would be a fool. I'd rather be surprised than to be stupid, right? All the facts show that this ain't happening.